Everybody having a pretty good week so far? Hey Jamie, how you doing? First. Yeah, that was pretty quick. Only about 8 seconds after I started it. So. You having a pretty good week so far? Hey PA, how you doing tonight? Hey Internet Vet, you having a pretty good night? That's good, Jamie. Not too bad. That's good. Tilled your garden today. It's awesome. I wanted to have a garden this year, but I kind of figured my dog would just, eat everything that grew. So. Everybody have a good weekend. I know I ain't had a live since I want to say it was last Thursday night. I was live with Boxy on Sunday, but I hadn't done a live since then. My TikTok account got deleted today. Got taken down for good. It's gone. I went to get on it this morning, and it's not there no more. So I made it out to fish. It's flooded still. Yeah, we've been getting quite a bit of rain. We're supposed to get a little more tonight and some more tomorrow. Wasn't too bad. I just It was a video of a dead coyote. It was one that I caught this year that had a busted up leg. But because I originally deleted my account, and then I had a couple people ask me if I would kind of just bring it back and then post videos until it got deleted. So I decided I'd do that, and I just was posting trapping videos till it got deleted, and it got deleted today. So. Or last night, I guess. It could have been last night. Messed with the traps today, a few of them was rusted shut. That's not good. Just boil in some vinegar. That's what I like to do. It eats that rust up pretty good. I just take a couple gallons of vinegar, pour it in a pot, get it boiling, then put my traps in there and let them set for about 15-20 minutes. And it'll really eat the rust off of them. Hey, Hunt Ready, how you doing tonight? I've heard of a few people spraying with WD-40. Um, it wouldn't hurt them. The biggest problem with it would be WD-40 has a strong smell, but being the fact that you got lots of time to let them air out and such, I'd say you're good if you want to use WD-40. But yeah, boiling in vinegar does really well, and you get a couple gallons of vinegar cheaper than you can a can of WD-40. Say the same word twice. Can. Messed up, man. Yeah, it is what it is. The only part that kind of sucked is I bought some coins on there to gift people in their lives, and I had like $3.50 or so left. And when they delete your account, you lose that money. So they took my money. Luckily, it's only $3 and some change. Wasn't anything serious. I know of a few people that's had a couple $1,000s in their account when they delete their account, and that money goes with it. So it's just their way of stealing people's money. Hey Seymour, how you doing tonight? Doing good. Let's get ready. Maybe some vegetable oil. Yeah, Hunt Ready. I watched your video today. It was your talking about your video about some of your catches from the season. It's a pretty good video. No, we're talking about TikTok, not PayPal. Talking about TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's a little crazy. They're all crazy. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, YouTube. They're all crazy. Some are just a little worse than others. But yeah, everybody's like, why don't you try to fight it? And I'm like, I'd already deleted my account. I was done with it. You know, I just had a few people ask me if I would just post until it was gone. So that's what I did. And it took about 2 weeks, a little less maybe. Tired of the Oklahoma dust coming to central Kansas. That's crazy. We don't have any dust right now. It's been raining so much. Oklahoma and Kansas is going to be getting a lot of rain tonight, that's for sure. I won't do anything to you now. It don't matter to me anyways. Yeah, they took my tree fitty. Of course, I've been, when I got the coins, not the only person that had gone live was Jeep Fam, so, um, I've been, he's about the only one that I've been, sharing coins with. And there's a few others. There's a, um, oh, what's his name? Something Warrior 2022. He's a ex-Navy SEAL, but he's a big Christian guy, and he does a bunch of lives. I sent him a few gifts on his. He only trapped a total of 2 weeks this year. You're going to hit hard. Oh, you did really well. You just trapped 2 weeks then. Internet vet, no, it was my main TikTok, which was my business page, I guess you could say. It was all trapping. And then the one that I do my Bible readings on was my backup. But a little over a month ago, there was a bunch of stuff happened with a bunch of people, a bunch of drama, and I just didn't want to be any part of it. So on my backup account, I deleted all my videos and changed the name of it. And that's when I started doing the Bible reading thing on it. But my main page, I had originally deleted it, and I had people ask me if I would just bring it back until it got deleted itself, so that's what I did. Jamie. Yeah. There's a lot of those, that's for sure. Yeah. I wasn't going to say who talked me into it, but yeah, their YouTube name starts with Jeep. Hey Judith and Dan, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you all coming on here tonight and chatting with me. Yeah, Jamie, it's different. Some of the ones that I read, because it's all random, so, I don't find passages to read and then read them. I do an absolute random page, random passage, and I read it because it's one of those things. I don't know what someone needs to hear today. I don't even know what I need to hear today. So a lot of them are definitely surprising, and some of them, don't. I won't say some of them don't have much meaning to them, but there's some of them you read that, all of them are 4 or 5 scriptures or 4 or 5 verses. There's sometimes you need to read 15 or 20 verses to understand what that's talking about. So it's just a little part. And I kind of throw the passage and chapter and verses out there, that maybe somebody will look those up and read it for themselves. So I don't know. I've only been doing it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah. Alrighty, yeah. Uh, yeah. Um, I don't get on Instagram a whole lot. Uh, I'll post maybe one or two pictures a week. That's about all I do on Instagram because to me, Instagram's kind of like the worthless app. Uh, I now have my own platform, Sportsman's Connection. I'm in the process of building it up still. Uh, but that is definitely a work in progress. What kind of Bible do you read? It's a King James version. It's the only Bible I will read. Original King James. That's awesome, Judith and Dan. Bigfoot soft mud anchors. I never heard anything like that. But that's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be expanding my trap line. And with me being able to trap February next year, that like completely changes everything because normally, I November's okay, December's okay, but January's really been, really the hot month. Well, now that I got February, I got two hot months, or at least, a good 6 weeks. So, I definitely am going to run a bigger line next year. And hopefully I can get, my goal for coyotes this year was 10, and I got 17. So, uh, I might, I don't, I'm not too sure what I want to try to get next year. It all depends on the kind of property I get, but I think it'd be pretty cool to get at least, like 25. Hmm. A bird pooped on Biden during a speech today. That's funny. Somebody had to have paid that bird. Jamie using horses, yeah. That's awesome, Judith and Dan. And you use those big ones for your beaver sets. Hey, dear Slayer, how you doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be getting some crazy weather tonight. Iowa's supposed to get hit really hard tonight. I think they said northern Iowa is supposed to get a lot of tornadoes tonight. Gonna be placing another order, but you don't know what you want yet. uh, do a subscription box or something. Alright. Yeah, place it anytime. Hit us in the Yeah, we were supposed to get hit hard, but it split up in Oklahoma and Kansas to where now it's going to Iowa and southern Arkansas. So we're gonna get a little thunderstorm tonight. They said. Well, actually, it'd be like early in the morning, but that's about all we're gonna get now. That's not good, Jamie. It's never fun playing them. That's why I donate a lot of stuff. I donate a lot of stuff throughout the years so I don't have to pay into taxes. Because I would rather donate lures or traps or whatever to trapping events and stuff like that than having to give the IRS cash. You know what I mean? That's awesome, Jason Dan. Can you still use a regular Wolfang driver to get them in the ground? Trap prices have already went up quite a bit. I would say for your average trap, most of them have went up around $20 to $30 per dozen. And this started like back in October, September of last year. The trap prices started going up, and they just continue. A lot of the other trap tools and stuff like that have went up. One of the craziest ones I've seen was the J hook tool. Used to be $20 and now it's $28. That's a big jump. Hey Iowa Trapper, how you doing tonight? Did you get your traps pulled? Same driver, that's awesome. Tell you what, yeah, pulling anchors here where I live is ridiculous. That's why I'm going to be trying to go to mostly drags this year. I've also thought the way that I like to set mine is I use a drag, but I'll just wrap the drag around a small tree. Uh, because I don't use the drag to actually get them away from the area they're at. So I thought about just taking a chain and wrapping it around the tree and using a split ring or something to connect the chain together. So I might do that, do that instead of buying a bunch of drags. But I also like that drag, so if something happens and they get off the tree, there's still a drag there to work. So Hammer Strapline Products, 36 inch finger. That's awesome. Yeah, luckily Crooks will be high soon. Yeah, I heard Iowa's going to be getting hit hard tonight. Your auger sometimes you get tangled. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people doing that, getting their auger tangled up in the cable. See, like here, most of my anchors, it's not even about being able to having the muscle to pull them out of the ground. 90% of mine, I break the cable in half, and I'm using 1/8 inch cable, and I'm still breaking them, snapping them right in half, trying to get them out of the ground. There's just so many rocks and stuff here that, I mean, once you hammer a stake in, it's like concrete. And I mean, most of mine, I have 15-inch anchors, and I'll hammer most of them in probably about 12 inches, and it'll take me 120 hits to get it in the ground. So, yeah, there's a lot of rock and stuff here. Okay. Huh? It's hot. You broke a lot of cable. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I've snapped a bunch of them, and it's, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I might. I'm gonna buy me a couple 100 feet of chain. Get me a couple 100 feet of chain, and see what I can do. I might try them without drags, just see how I like them. Do what? Uh, Yeah, I do that on some of them. If I really like the location or something like that, I'll leave it, which I did in a couple spots, but a lot of my trapping is on other people's properties. It's still private ground, but it's on other people's. So, huh? I did earlier because I thought it might start raining. But in case they do any tilling or anything like that, I don't want to get caught up in the anchor. And also, maybe if I don't get invited back next year, I don't want there to be anchors in the ground. So I try to pull them all out. You did that for a while. So Iowa, haven't got a chance to watch your latest video yet, but how many beaver did you end up getting this year? All right, Hunt Ready. You have a good night, man. Appreciate you coming in here, chatting with us tonight. Oh, Jeep Fam's live. I seen that he went live because I tried to see if anybody's live before I go, and I seen that he went live and then went live anymore, so I went ahead and went live. I hadn't done a live in about 5 days. So. Yeah. Well, I said, I mean, if I knew for a fact that, like 100%, that I would be able to come back to the property the next year, I would just leave it. But in the off chance that I don't get to or something happens, I don't want them to have a bunch of anchors all over the ground. Yeah, technical issues. Jeep is a technical issue. No, me and Jeep fam are pretty good friends. I talk to him about every day. Well, I mean, about every day. I do talk to him every day. I've talked to him quite a bit today. He had a TikTok live earlier. Well, but he went live for a little over an hour earlier on TikTok. He was fishing. I mean, he wasn't catching anything. He was just standing by the creek pretty much. But yeah, I was on that one. Taking mighty cable. Yeah, I mean, I still like TikTok. It has problems just like every platform does. Uh, it was just some of the people that I had. I don't know. Like the trapping, there's lots and lots of people on TikTok that are into trapping, but there's very few that are like super active and posting and whatnot. And a bunch of the bigger guys that are in that started a whole bunch of drama, and I just wanted away from it. So that's when I kind of stepped back from it. But it is what it is. Stop again and say hi. All right, Set on Design, I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in tonight and chatting with us. Gonna be buying a lot from you soon. Yeah, no, they don't have a camper. They had a little pull behind box trailer, which was his. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it was his mother in law's. And she needed it back, so when they leave again, they're going to be staying in a tent. That's why they're wanting to buy a old school bus, because they're going to use the school bus basically as an RV. Yeah, and I didn't have a problem posting trapping stuff. I liked it. I like being able to help all the people on there. But once a lot of them people started their drama, I wanted out of it. I don't know. I didn't want to be any part of it, so I just deleted my account and stepped away. And then Jeep Fam talked me into bringing my account back until it got deleted. So that's what I did, and it got deleted today, last night, whatever. So it's gone now. So, I mean, I still have a TikTok. I have my uh, TikTok that's just my name. So, Tent Camping is Rough in the Heat. Yeah. And I wasn't part of it. I was just the one they all came to complaining about it, which is even worse, honestly. So, and went to them complaining about each other, and then once they started blocking me, that's when I was just like, I'm done with it. Yeah, there was honestly the worst one was Song Dog. It was mostly Song Dog and Nick, which is Outdoors and More 2, or Softest Beaver. They were the two main ones, but Chris was kind of in the mix of it too. I don't mind talking about it because I mean, if they want to act like children, then they can be children. It don't matter to me. I'm a grown adult and I ain't got time for it. You know what I mean? I'm not one that's gonna stick around and talk behind people's back or start drama or spread rumors or listen to it. I'm not one of those guys. So I'm just I'll leave it. I'll leave it. If you start doing that, then I'd assume just cut communication with you and not even talk to you because I don't need the negativity in my life. Yeah. Tent camping's not too bad. It's not once you start getting a little older, it's not as easy, but no, I don't use glycol for anything. Glycol is not really good in baits. Um, a lot of the bait and lure makers I know that I know personally, they all say the same thing that glycol can glycol can dilute the scent of your bait or lure. Glycerin is what you want to use. Have a click on it. You know. Yeah, I didn't want to be any part of it. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. That's I've talked to quite a few people about stuff like that. You know how they get treated by people. I don't understand it. But as far as I'm concerned, if people are gonna treat you that way, or if they're gonna treat other people that way, eventually they're gonna treat you that way. Why waste your time with them? Yeah, I don't use any gloves. I didn't use gloves in most of my sets this year. I can tell people the only time I use gloves is if it's wet and muddy or if it's super cold. But if it's a nice day and dry, most of the time I won't even put my gloves on. You blended up about a pound of casters today, get a bit ready for next year. Awesome. If you're going to be keeping casters, one of the best ways to preserve it is to use. You can use a couple different things, but I like to use vodka. Some people use rum or whiskey or whatever. I like to use vodka. The alcohol of it will keep it from, uh, getting bad or going bad. Jeep Fam is live on YouTube and TikTok. All I added was glycerin and vodka. That's awesome, PA. Should work awesome for you. What's the next step for my trapping career? I still have a ton of steps left. I'm still trying to be successful in what I'm doing, so. Use gloves in the snow, but take them off to set the trap and bed it, yeah. Want something more waterproof? Uh, Glycerin is really good for keeping it from freezing, or if you're wanting to just thin it down, stuff like that. Uh, must be using StreamYard. No, if he's on YouTube and TikTok, he's probably just using his phone for TikTok and his laptop for YouTube. Use moonshine. But, Jude and Dan, one of the best things to use if you're wanting to completely waterproof it is just like get you a, what is it? Like, brain fart. It's one of the things you know what you want to say, but you just can't think of the name or the word. Vaseline. So I was gonna say Vaseline. Mix it in with some Vaseline. I'm going to buy my weekly Duke truck giveaways for you to help promote work this way. Set on sign. I'm going to buy. I appreciate it, but I will let you know. Right now, I only have the Duke traps in dozen cases. Doesn't count cases. I'm hoping that eventually I can order a bunch in and I can offer, singles, half dozens, whatever. Right now, I drop ship most of them. So, well, right now I drop ship them. So, right, I can only do dozen cases right now. But if you email me or get a hold of me on Facebook or anything like that, I can get you a lot better deal than I can on my website. Um, because anything over $100 is free shipping. I can't offer that on my website. I've tried, but it's one of those things I've tried to offer things the cheapest I can, but people like to abuse it to the point to where I just can't do it anymore. So like right now on my website, any and all orders, the shipping is $17.99. It sucks, but it's about the only way I can do it because I mean it's really only gonna suck for the people that want to buy, one lure or one seasoning or something like that. Other words, it's not too much because my shipping before anything over $150 was $25 shipping. So now all orders are just $17.99. It sucks, but I had it on there to when you ordered, it gave you options of the shipping, which one to pick. Well, I had people that were, ordering 2 dozen traps and a bait, and were picking the $100 shipping, so it was like $10. Well, I can't ship all that for $10. You know what I mean? So I just had people doing stuff like that, just abusing it, and I can't do it no more. So I had my website when I first started selling Dukes. I had it set up to where all the Duke traps I had marked down to where if people ordered a dozen traps with the shipping that was on the website, it would come out even to what the traps are. And I put on there, if you're ordering, Duke traps, please do not add anything else to it to, get the free shipping option. Well, people were ordering all kinds of stuff, so they're basically getting free shipping on their order. Well, I can't do that. I can't afford that. To be successful, I've always heard from my franchise, it takes two things to be successful: knowledge and desire. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jamie, and yeah, I definitely have the desire for it. I mean, I love what I do. It's one of those things that right now it's super hard because what I do, there's a bunch of other people out there that do the same thing. That's why I'm trying to branch out and do different things like selling fishing lures, selling seasonings, having my own baits and lures. I just, my new hot sauce. I just added this to the website like 2 days ago. I'm also working on at least one more of these. So I'm branching out with stuff like that because when it comes to the trapping, I mean, there's so many people that offer the exact same thing that it really just comes down to, as a customer, who has the cheapest shipping. Well, it's hard to compete with shipping when you have a dozen traps that, retail you make $20 on, and you already lose, $3 to $4 on the credit card fees, and then you lose another $5 on the shipping. So off of a $200 dozen traps, you're when it's all said and done, you profit $8. Well, it's hard to be the guy that offers the free shipping or something like that when that's all you have to work with. So it's just hard. I appreciate that, Jamie. Yeah, and that's the thing about it. When a lot of people, when they come out owning their own business or even having their own YouTube channel or something like that, a lot of people don't come at it as, I enjoy doing this. I want to help people learn. This is what I want to do. Most people just think, oh, this guy has a business and he makes a lot of money, so I'm going to start a business where I make a lot of money. Or, oh, this guy has a YouTube and he's got 50,000 subscribers and he's making money, so I'm going to start a YouTube channel so I can make money. When you go into something and your only thought is to make money out of it, there's a 95% chance that it's going to fail, period, because at that point you don't really care about your customer, you don't care about the consumer. All you care about is how much money you're making. And you're almost guaranteed to fail when that's your mindset. That's why I make pizza faster than anyone. Yeah. And I mean, that's the way it is. If you're going to do something, you might as well aim to be the best at it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you're doing. You know. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I mean, if you're a line cook at a fast food restaurant, or if you're a CEO of a business, or you're a plumber, or you drive a trash truck, if that's what you enjoy doing, do it with a passion. I mean, put your heart and soul into it. If you have a job because that's the only job you could get and that's the only way to get money, you're not going to go in there and work your hardest. You're not going to try to become better at it. You're going to show up, clock in, work your 8 hours, clock out, and go home. And that's all you're ever going to do because you're just there for the check. You're not there because you enjoy doing what you're doing. Truth in the end, that's awesome. That's perfect, you know. And I see there is a lot of people like that on YouTube that just enjoy it, and they don't really see the numbers as something that's super important. But there's a lot of people that, will get like aggravated over their subscribers or their watch hours or the views on a video. Like, they will let that drive them insane because they're so set on trying to make money doing it. They're not thinking about, you know, if somebody watched my video and learned something, or if somebody watched my video and started trapping because of my video, they're not looking at that. They're looking at, oh, am I going to get 1,000 views on this video? Oh, am I going to get 1,000 subscribers? You know, if you start a YouTube channel just to have 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna have a hard time getting it. I promise you. Yeah, Seymour, sweet tea. It's not none of that boxy, unsweet tea. That's swamp water. That's what that is. Call it dirty water. This is my first year trapping, and I've heard a lot from people on YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, and there's a lot of people on both of those that teach a lot and do very well, but I've also talked to a lot of them that every time I talk to them, it's about making money on it. That's like their biggest focus is making money. And it's just, I don't know. Most of the people that you see that are successful on YouTube or anything like that, most of them didn't set out to be successful at it. Most of them just started making videos because they thought it was fun, and it started taking off, and then they started taking it more seriously as it went on. So, like, if you start a YouTube channel saying, I'm going to be the next Flair, more than, like, more than likely, you're not going to do well at all. Yeah, Jamie, I get that. I understand that for sure. And, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting to make money from it or wanting views or anything. There's nothing wrong with that. But if your main goal is the views or the making money or something like that, then you're not going to do real well. If you pull your phone up and film yourself thinking, how can I make this video to where it's going to make me money? It's not going to be that good of a video. It's not going to draw people in. Now, if you do a video of you doing something you love and you're passionate about and you want to teach people, people are going to be able to see that through their screen, and they're going to draw closer to you, and you're going to start that like video connection, I guess you could say, to where people watch your videos all the time to the point where they think they know you. Like, they feel like they've got to know you because they enjoy your videos. Retired guy, I've done it for about 30 years. Nobody's really slowing down, retired. Seymour, I get that. You need to get somebody that, you need to start selling tires instead of putting them on, just sell them. Yeah. Yeah, I got some big old tires on my truck. They're definitely heavy. I've had to pop a couple of them off. They're definitely not the funnest thing to lug around. Lawnmower to earth mover, that's awesome, Seymour. So does anybody have any questions for me? Anything anybody wants to talk about? I know, I don't know how many of you tuned in to Boxy's Live on Sunday night, but, I said on there that a lot of times I have a hard time talking about myself because my whole life I've been so focused on listening to what others have to say, or talking about other people, or trying to bring other people up. Uh, I've got to try to become better at talking about myself, I guess, because I mean it's to the point where I think a lot more people are getting interested in me or what I used to do or what I plan on doing, which is still kind of surprising to me. But I definitely got to get better at it. Uh, at just talking about me and not just talking about other people all the time, because it's definitely hard for me. One of the hardest things I think I've done since I've had Blakely's trapping supplies was try to come up with my commercial, because in my mind I seen an opportunity to advertise very well, so I wanted to use that to advertise a lot of people, like a lot of different bait makers or whatever. And it was hard for me to try to just get it to where, it was just about me, because I always want to bring other people up, if that makes sense. So that was very hard for me to just talk about myself. Jamie posted his link, Country Roads Living. Uh, Says he's gonna start posting some videos. You can also share your TikTok videos on your YouTube. You know, you never know who's going to be interested in watching you make pizzas. I mean, you're going to Vegas to compete. Like, that's something a lot of people would be interested in, honestly. The moth. Be you and be true. It's only honest way. Yeah, that's 100% true, Seymour. I appreciate that. Yeah. Say, I've posted quite a few of my TikTok videos. Uh, I will say, if you have any TikTok music playing on your video and you post it on YouTube, they will put a copyright claim on it, to basically where if you ever do get to where you are monetized, you'll never be able to make money from the video. The video will still show and it'll still have the music and everything, but you won't get very many benefits from the video because it'll have that copyright claim. So you do got to be careful with the music you put on it. You going live at the event? That's awesome. You said that's next month, May. If I remember right. Hey, Cat, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming in and chatting with us tonight. Hook set, we'll lock in. Mm. Yeah, that was one of the things about Boxy's. I don't, I don't know what to call it. His live that I was on was a lot of the questions were about like me, and I'm not used to just talking about me, so that definitely took a little bit. May 8th and 9th. Oh, that's coming up pretty soon. It's only in about what, 3.5 weeks or so. I don't have a guitar. I can't play any instruments. Still kicking? Showcase? Yeah. That's what it was, showcase. Because honestly, I mean, like, with me being a trap supply business, there's still a lot of times that I refer people to other trap supply companies because, again, I'm not in it just to try to make a bunch of money. I'm in it to try to help as many people as I can. And if I have people ask me questions, I'll answer them honestly, even if it requires them to go place the order with another company. If that's going to benefit them, I'm going to tell them that. And there's a lot of times I've done that. I mean, a lot of times I've done that. Still kicking. I get some Duke 2 Douglas in today. Got some Duke number 2 Douglas in today, and some other stuff ordered didn't come with it. When was that? My Duke traps are drop shipped, so they will come separately. So anything else that comes will come separately. Normally they will come the same day or maybe one day apart. So if you receive part of the order today, you'll probably get the other part tomorrow. Find a friend. Yeah. Hey, Bluegrass Trapping, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming in here and chatting with us tonight. Yes. But a lot of the times, if you just go to post a video on YouTube and it is a shorter video, they'll pop up and ask you if you want to edit it down to create a short. And sometimes, that's just taking, 2 or 3 seconds off of a video. I've made a lot of shorts, and, a lot of my videos, honestly, I'll get 200 views on them. But a lot of my shorts, I've had 2 or 3,000 views on them. So, shorts are definitely a way to get a lot of views. They don't necessarily get you any subscribers, but it's a way to get a lot of views. Oh, okay, thanks for my thoughts. Now, more than likely you'll get the rest of it probably tomorrow. Good chatting on the break. I appreciate that. I always appreciate people that are spend their breaks at work here chatting with me. Kind of cool. You only get a little bit of time to be away from work and you choose to spend it on here chatting with me. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Need to get some editing software from the phone. I use a free software. Have people ask me all the time. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to. If you send me a message, I'll let you know what it's called. But it's free, and I use it. And, I like it because you can add video. Like you can cut videos, you can add videos together, all kinds of stuff, and it's a free app, so it's awesome. So I can piece together clips, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I love the Duke number 2 Douglas. I got about 4 or 5 of them, and I love them. I'm gonna be getting me some more for next year. U-Cut, yeah, that's what it is. U-Cut. Yeah, it's easy to use. Like anything else, it'll take you a little bit to get used to it, but it's easy to use. Adventures with James, if that's what you're talking about, AutoCAD. I have not heard from him in a couple weeks, probably, or so. Happy to spend my break with my YouTube friend. Well, it's appreciated, Bluegrass. That's awesome, PA. Well, thanks for sharing that along. So I know what it is, and I know what the app icon looks like, but the name always escapes me. Hmm. I need to just write it down so when people ask, I'm like, here you go. Oh man, Scab 76 sleeping? Yeah, probably. He's got a random sleeping schedule most of the time. Cheap Walmart phone, didn't have very computer smart, yeah. I've been using UCut for hmm, probably since 2016 or 15. I used it back when I just had my hunting group. Uh, I used to use it to edit videos with my hunting group. Great auto trap. All right, Seymour, I appreciate it. You have a good night, man. Yeah, I seen that he was live earlier, but uh, we was mowing the yard. I didn't have time to hop on there. So if nobody has seen yet, this is my new hot sauce. I'm in the process of working on another one uh, that I hope to have ready before too much longer. Blakely's Mexican style hot sauce, but definitely some good stuff. I used to YouTube years ago, but I always used a digital camera on my computer. See, a lot of the people that have software on their computer and they record stuff on cameras onto an SD or whatever, and then put it on the computer. That's a lot. I mean, I literally just film it on my phone, put it all together, post it, take a big shot of it. I've had some pretty good. Oh, there that goes. Some pretty good drinks of it when I was just trying to see how it was. I've used it quite a few times, but I was trying to get my wife to try it. She wouldn't really try it that well. She tried it once and said it was way too spicy for her. But I eat lots of jalapenos. I mean, we go through a half a gallon jar at least every month. So this last month we bought a gallon jar of jalapenos because I love jalapenos and I eat them almost every meal. Love them. Hey Billingsley, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you stopping in, chatting with us tonight. Faster to close in order to have smaller feet, yeah. Otter definitely have smaller feet than beaver. Jamie. Pass on that. I'm gonna pass on the Hawaiian pizza. TikTok says I just received a message. More than likely, it's Jeep Fam sharing his live with me. Uh, yeah. We're doing good, Billingsley. Just waiting for this weather. We were supposed to get crazy weather, but he called it a cap. We have a cap over us that causes it to split in Oklahoma and Kansas. So the most severe part is going up to Iowa, and the other part's going down to southern Arkansas. So Billingsley, you will be getting the weather we were supposed to be getting. Have fun with that. Short-legged little varmints, yeah. That's what I do. Put it on the computer, spend too much time. Yeah, that's crazy. Say not me. Uh, there's a few things. If I need to uh, crop a video, I will. I hate cropping videos, but sometimes I'll have to crop it to get something that I don't want on the camera, out of the camera. Uh, but uh, yeah, most of the time I just put them all together and post it. Uh, I'm not a huge editor, I guess you could say. Like, what is it, like flares? I mean, those videos, he spends lots of time editing on them because, I mean, you can watch 3 minutes of one of his videos and you can see where it stops and starts like 35 times in 3 minute period. And it's crazy. Like, how many hours it goes into editing a hour long video. We used to get jalapenos in the jar at work. I went to save the brine. Pickled egg. Ooh, no, I'm good on the pickled egg, man. I'm not a pickled egg guy. Hellfire, I hate saying it, but I've, I've never used Hellfire. Before, one of my favorites was Gusto, which is made by Caverns. Uh, it's got a lot of skunk in it, but it's got a lot of other stuff in it. I did use it, and I caught a few bobcats with it. I have never personally used Hellfire. I know a lot of people have. A lot of people have had success with it. Uh, Storms ain't getting you, are they? They should be getting up to Billingsley, I believe. They might go a little farther north than he is, though. But uh, I have like my own version of it, I guess you could say. Hopefully it holds off till closer to morning. Yeah, I don't know. I know we're supposed to be getting some weather, some thunderstorms, not severe thunderstorms, but I think they're supposed to start like early morning, like around 3 or 4 o'clock. So I'm figuring out half the tools of my editor. Or pungent smell. I appreciate that, Jamie. I mean, if they are what you like to use, they all work great, honestly. Uh, I don't use it a whole lot because I on some of my Bobcat sets I will. I have a lure, Highway 90 Roadkill. I use it way more than I do any of my other ones because I like it. I love it. It's like a curiosity lure and a long call lure and a food lure all in one. And it's probably my most go-to lure of all of mine. Make a 2 hour instructional video sometime. 6 hours of filming. Yeah. I think I have a couple videos that are like 40 minutes long, but they are of me skinning a coyote or something like that. A little hellfire and cold, snowy weather. Got beaver traps pulled in the morning. Oh boy. Yeah, Iowa said that I think he got his pulled today. I think that's what he said. Got some trapper's gold. Awesome. 4 ounces hellfire this year at work, but I need something that will last longer. Hmm. Uh, my thing with Hellfire, and I will say like I said, I've never personally used Hellfire. I have sold hundreds of jars of it because, I mean, people buy it like crazy, and I've sold a ton of it. Um, to me, Hellfire has like like almost like a sweet smell to it. It's not. I don't believe Hellfire is a pure skunk lure because there's a sweetness to it. I think there's something else added to it. I might be wrong, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. I've not tasted it yet, so I can't tell you that. Cinnamon smell. I've had somebody that said they had a jar of Hellfire. They bought and used a little bit of it and then saved it till the next year. And when they went to use it, it smelled like cherries. So I'm not sure what that is, but like a Fireball. Yeah, and honestly, Jamie, he could be using Fireball to uh, preserve it, I guess you could say, dilute it. Because a lot of people use rum, whiskey, whatever you want. Uh, for the most part, from what I've heard, anything over 80 proof is strong enough to preserve your stuff like that, I guess you could say. But then again, like I said, Hellfire or anything like that, it is what it is. I mean, if you're wanting just pure nothing but skunk, that's what it is. It's not something that's going to stick around for a week, I guess you could say. Uh, I think if you're going to buy an all-out skunk lure, if you can get one to smell strong for 3 to 4 days, I think you're doing good. Because I don't think that's something that sticks around for like a week or more. Now, if you get something that is a long haul lure that's not skunk only, it might have a little skunk in it. A lot of those will last a lot longer. Like you'll go up to your set and you can still smell it. But a lot of times the pure skunk ones don't uh, go as well, I guess you could say. Lures that may go 3 days at a cat set. Yeah, as I said, I mean, what you're getting, it's not something that's going to stick around for a week, I guess you could say, but it's something that will last. It's something that does good in cold weather. You might have to reapply it every, 3 to 4 days, but it's definitely going to have that long haul smell to get through the cold weather. Vaseline will crust over. It's like dried Commodore. The outside dries out. The stuff's in the middle. Yeah, pretty much. But he had a jar and I had one, 2 different smells. Yeah. It smelled like fruit. My cinnamon fire skin. Yeah, I get that. Like I said, I mean it's all based on what you prefer to use. If you're looking for just a pure skunk lure, they're good. Uh, like I said, mine that I do make, I use it some. Uh, a lot of times when I do use it, it's if I'm making like a skull set or something. I'll put it in the eye socket of the skull or something like that. But a lot of times I use my Highway 90 Roadkill because it's more of like a food. Uh, it's like a food skunk long distance curiosity lure. Uh, and that's the one that it's my go-to for the most part. Your stuff has my wood sheds on. It's sprayed it. It's even in the mini fridge. Yeah. Hey, Bull Daniels, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming in and chatting with us. Since you're thinking there a long while, if it's not fixed, then it will spake fast. But if it's handled right, it should handle it. Yeah. But then again, it's one of those things. If you're using a pure skunk lure, there's only so many things you can add. There's only so many things you can put to it, unless you're just using straight skunk essence. Like if you're just taking your essence and pouring your essence out, that's gonna last a long time. But your, I mean, skunk essence is expensive. So if you're just using straight skunk essence, you can do that. But if you're trying to make a lure that's going to extend a little bit of essence, there's only so many things you can add to it before you're not having a pure skunk lure, I guess you could say. You can add skunk to whatever you want, honestly. I mean, if you buy a tub of bait, you can put your skunk essence in that if you want. There's a lot of bait makers I know that sell their bait and then they have the same bait again that they just add skunk essence to it. I know at least three. I know at least three bait makers that do that. That I know at least did it this last season. So it's crazy. You can do what you want, but as I said, it all depends on what you prefer. And Hellfire or any kind of lure like that, you don't have the people really that like to use it every now and then. You have the people that love it and that's what they use all the time, or you have the people that hate it and say it's the dumbest, stupidest thing that anybody ever did. I mean, that's kind of the only two sides you have of it. Fish oil is great for raccoons, and you can also use it for otter. But mostly raccoons it does well in, and you can also use fish oil in recipes for baits and stuff like that. Different lures work better than others in different parts of the country. That is completely true. That's what I tell people, and you don't even have to be in different parts of the country. I mean, I can use something that does really well on this property and go 10 miles over here and not catch a single thing with this combo. And I'll have to use something completely different over there. So it's kind of one of those things. Anywhere you go, it could be different. Tried Gusto here in West Virginia, had no luck with it. Yeah, when I used Gusto, we used it on a bunch of sets. I think it's been a few years. I think we caught one coyote with it, and I caught two bobcats with it. This one makes a real good skunky lure called Fatal Breath. Yeah, I've sold quite a few of those too. Smells like straight up skunk essence. On your boots. Bought a girl a skunk candle because she said she loves skunk smell. Hmm. I don't know if I've ever. I don't know if I've ever thought about having a skunk candle. Yeah. Fish oil is definitely attracted to all fur bearers. I say if you have like big questions about stuff like that, Billingsley is definitely your guy to ask because he has a billion times more information and knowledge than I do. More than likely than I will ever have. And one thing I will say is yeah, definitely. And I would say one of the things I will say about my Trapper's Gold is I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that I add a lot more skunk essence to my recipe than a lot of other people do. So there is a couple others that I've smelled that have been very, very strong. To me, Hellfire was never really a. I don't know. Hellfire has a strong pop to it. Trapper J makes one that has a big. Uh, Trapper J has one that has a strong smell to it that will definitely last. And She Traps has Holy Water. and that one's pretty stout too. Fish oil is added to a lot of baits. Yeah, fish oil is great at attracting. And the thing about it is, fish oil is one of those things. You have your different classes of fish oil, I guess you could say. Like you have your cheap trash fish oil down here, and you have your high quality fish oil up here. Uh, and sometimes that can make quite a bit of difference. Love the smell of hellfire and some of the worst when I smell them. I know it's trapping season. Definitely. That's funny, Billingsley, because I leave the mustard in mine too. I think the big difference in that is if I'm using something, I'm going to handle it differently than if I'm trying to sell it. So, if I was going to collect skunk essence all year and try to sell it, I know 98% of the people don't want the mustard. So, I'm going to let it sit and I'm going to separate it and sell it that way. But for me personally, I leave the mustard in it. Yeah. And see, Jamie, I would say the way his is would be awesome for like if he was going to use a Q-tip or something like that. Uh, Again, I like to make a lot of skull sets with deer skulls and stuff like that. Um, there's a lot of pockets and stuff that you can pour stuff in, whether it's the hole in the back where the spine goes, the eye sockets. Uh, with his, I would just pour a little puddle in there where it sit. So that's one way I did his. Or like I said, you could do a Q-tip, soak it into a Q-tip, and then set it out. Salmon oil, shellfish oil, yeah. Say lobster oil is a big one that I know a lot of people like, but it's a little more pricey. Spoonbill oil is completely different, and it's definitely not like your other fish oils where it's super oily. It's more of a thick oil, trout oil. Now, see, I've never seen trout oil. I like it clean, essence of a cat. I like it down and dirty. Yeah. Gator oil. Yeah, so you can make oil out of anything that's got a lot of fat, pretty much. Uh, and I've heard buffalo oil is fantastic. I've heard a lot of people doing well on buffalo oil. That's awesome, Jamie. The only thing I will say with using bone sets or skull sets, and I say this in any video that I show it, I make sure to say it at least twice. Be sure to check your state and local laws because some places it's illegal to use any kind of animal parts in your set. So um, definitely check your laws before you do that. Same thing with using any kind of hanging attractant like a feather, CD, anything like that. Definitely check your laws first. Low key trapping stores by the Gator Oil. Yeah, I know a lot of people use it. I know a couple people that use it in their recipes. I've heard some people that are having pretty good success with the buffalo oil too. You make bait every year, but I'll leave lure making to lure makers. Yeah, it's another one of those things. I mean, if you have an idea in your head that you think would be good, do it. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? Now, I'm not saying if you have something in your mind you think would blend well together and work well together, don't go make a gallon of it to see. Uh, make a 6 ounce or 8 ounce batch or 4 ounce batch and see how you like it. Don't go take, $150 worth of casters or something and make a big bulk of something that you're not gonna like because then you just have a whole bunch of wasted product. So I would definitely make a small batch and see how you like it. They can't be in an open area where birds can get to it. Mm. See, here in Missouri, I can just kind of throw stuff wherever I want. I will say, over here in where I trapped in the road by my mom's house, I think I caught 6 coyotes there, and 4 of them came from a deer skull set. Has to be covered by brush. Yeah, I see that. Good for a cubby set, yeah. And that's one thing about having visible attractants is you're gonna have birds mess with your sets. Uh, I've had the problem a couple times, but I mean you gotta get what you can take what you can get, kind of thing. Risk it, I guess. When it comes to trapping, I'm not. I hate trapping around cows. I can tell you that. Um, I was talking to Ed Schneider about it, trapping with cows, because I tried to trap a property last year that had cows, and I tell you what, I had like 15 coyote sets on it, and I mean every morning, at least 5 of the sets, the cow would have stepped on, and I'd have to remake it, and it was just frustrating. And anywhere you thought would be good coyote territory, you couldn't set there because it was perfect spot for the cows. So I mean, I don't know. It would be hard for me to coyote trap a farm with cattle again because it's so hard to work around them. I don't know how many like I would get there and either a cow would have stepped on it and set it off, or they would just poop right on top of it. So I figure it can go wrong blending up castor grass for wood, just add a little. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are attracted to castor. And if you do make your own recipe to try it to see if you like it, write it down. I mean, write everything down. Everything you put in it, write it down. Because if you make a 8-ounce batch to see if you like it, and you go to use it and you do very well and you love it, and you want to make more, but then you're like, I can't remember if I put this in there or not. Well, then you ran into a problem. Or if you forget how much of something you put in there, you've ran into a problem. Bluegrass, that would work great. I mean, you can use any kind of meat, honestly. Red meat, a lot of red meat works good. Again, there are ones that work better than others. But with that, if I don't know, if there's any way you could get like this might sound sick, but if you could get like the afterbirth of the calf, to mix in with the calf meat, that would be a very good bait. Here, mess with my sets when I use a CDA trap. Yeah, most of my coyotes and cow passes last season. Yeah, that's crazy because, I mean, I was probably 3 weeks. I ran coyote traps on this place, and I never caught a single coyote, but all the time my traps would be tripped or pooped on or something like that, and it was just crazy. We definitely got a very irritating sometimes. They use beaver castor in a lot of things. Beaver casters used in cologne, food, all kinds of stuff. The brains are outstanding. Yeah. Yeah. You beat me to it. Yeah. Grind up your casters, save oil, grind the sides. That's as far as my wood making goes. That works, Articat. I'll just be going, that's interesting, Billingsley. I've never worked with pork before. I said, I had a recipe in mind that I thought was a great idea, and I did research on it, and it involved deer. And everything I found was saying that it was not necessarily legal to do that because of CWD, to transport a part of a deer from one area to the other. So I figured I might as well just not even try to do that one. That'll just be one that kind of sits in the back of my mind. That's kind of what I was thinking after birth, yeah. Yeah, I had to figure out how to use fox and coyote glands and use them next season. I mean, honestly, PA, do it just like you do your caster. Billingsley. Um, yeah, Jamie, there's a difference between you using your deer scraps or whatever as bait than there is me doing it and selling it. Like, if I'm going to take a deer from Missouri and sell it to somebody that lives in Idaho, that's not legal, I guess, honestly. Just because of the CWD crap. Wire a leg bone to a tree and put a trap by it. Yeah. The problem with that is I've tried using like carcass as bait, skunk carcass or something like that. I always just end up getting a bunch of birds. Doesn't matter how much I try to brush it in or hide it, I always end up getting a bunch of birds around it. Finding a deer gut pile, they're always going the next day. Yeah. Judith and Dan, I would definitely say go for it. Uh, what's next? What are you gonna do? Take guts with you. Judith and Dan, I would definitely go for it. Like I said, there's a difference between you using an animal you harvested in your area and me selling it. If that makes sense. Yeah, I know a lot of people that use hoof trimmings. There's a lot of people that render them down. Next, when you get it here, you take guts with you. Yeah. Dispose of everything at once. What you do, Jamie, is you throw everything in that can, blend it up all real good, and then put it in some jars and use it for the trapping. So, and like I said, there's also a big difference between, uh, say, you guys would shoot a deer, take part of it, and use it as bait or something that year. 2 months after deer season, or possibly the same month. Than there is of me taking something, say this November, and bottling it up and having it last up to 2 years sitting in a jar to see if it, lasts or whatnot. There's also a big difference in that and, getting it to preserve the way you want it. Alright, Bluegrass, no problem. I appreciate you coming and chatting with us. You have a good night, man. Need a big blender. You just get one of those paint mixers for your drill. Only thing left there to get piled is stomach contents and a bullet. See you about this. Yep. Don't think your wife's ninja would work for that. Why not? Say I would get you one of those paint mixers for your drill. That's what I use. Like I say, guys, I'm not the best person to get your information from. Billingsley is definitely a better or more certified person for that, I guess you could say. The thing about it is, taste test video of it when you make the next batch. Next batch of what? Next batch of this? Roadkill bait out of the Highway 90 roadkill. Would I don't think I'm gonna go for that one, Jamie. I think I might pass on that one. I might start selling baits and lures. I can tell you one thing, Pierre. There's definitely a lot of work that goes into it. Yeah, Jamie, I think I'm gonna pass on that one. Bait station year round. It's funny, Billingsley. I know a guy that does that with lots of stuff. He'll put all kinds of baits and stuff in jars and go bury them. And then come trapping season, he'll just go pop the lid off and set traps around it. It could be your next big commercial. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one, Jamie. Hard pass. It's being reviewed by YouTube now. I've never had a video that was being reviewed by YouTube. That's strange. No, I don't think it can make that taste great. It's not exposed bait, yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he said that he does it, but he doesn't tell many people about it because, it's not completely on the up and up, I guess you could say. PA's VO Mule. You know, say PA. Like I said, making baits and lures is one of those things that it'll get to the point where you're trying to scrounge for ingredients and containers and all kinds of stuff. It's definitely something that you gotta go into with an open mind. A few feet to that hose and you can run it and go in the water. Yeah. Yeah, Billingsley will remember this, but there was a guy at a convention that was talking about how to make a lure and start selling it. And when I told him that if you're wanting to start selling a lure or bait, you would have to make a bunch up and give it away because you are going to need results from many different places in the country before you can even start selling. I mean, you can't just make something, put it in a jar, sell it for $7. I mean, that's not how it's going to work because people are going to ask, what is it used for? You know, what do you catch on it? What states have caught on it? This and that. And if you've never had anybody use it anywhere else but just you, it's going to be hard to sell it to anybody. You know what I mean? When I told him that, he just kind of rolled his eyes and he's like, I don't want to do all that. I was like, well, I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. Well, then he started talking about buying a lure, just buying one lure from somebody that he could make and sell that was already proven. And it's like, you know, they're not going to just give it to you. You know what I mean? Use it as your draw station in the fall for trapping and snaring. Results matter, yeah. Say that that guy was definitely wanting to uh, try to do a money now type thing. Yeah. See, and so you definitely got to get results from it before you expect anybody to pay for it. You know what I mean? I guess there's other path. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Just take down beavers and bury them. Works awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people that do that and snare around them. That's a real big thing up in Canada. Putting snares on bait stations. All right, Jamie. I appreciate you coming in here tonight. You have a good night, man. So I probably won't be too much longer. It's almost 11:30 here, so I ain't went live in a while. So I wanted to go live, kind of see how everybody's doing. Hopefully, I can do at least one more live this week. Bury that bucket with a vent on it. You can't beat it. Yeah. Yeah, that's we got a spot where we throw all our deer carcasses and cow carcasses and stuff like that we work up throughout the year. And next year I'm going to. It's on my uncle's place, so next year I'm going to try to trap around it because I know there's lots and lots of coyotes that are using it. Last time I went over there was, I mean, coyote crap everywhere. Alright, set on sign. I appreciate you hopping in and chatting with us tonight. You have a good night, man. Hope you have a great week. Billingsley, what time is the storm supposed to start around you tonight? Not sure. So I was kind of getting prepared. I don't know how many of you guys have heard about the tornado we had in my area, Joplin, Missouri. Uh, if you look up bad weather events, it's one of the main ones, especially with tornadoes. But our weatherman was saying that it was looking a lot like that when it was back like 3 days ago when it was starting to form. He said that it was starting to look a lot like that storm did, which was starting to freak a lot of people out. Well, then there was what was it, Sunday night? I guess it'd been Monday morning because it was like 2 a.m. I was still awake. I was on YouTube. He does a lot of YouTube videos. And he was doing a live, and I was watching it. And he said that there was a cap over us. And he said the cap would prevent the storms from hitting our area, but it would split it up. And that's when it went up towards Iowa and down into southern Arkansas. So, I'm going to do it next year. It cleared off here this afternoon. Yeah. So we've been having stupid wind like the last week. I mean, crazy wind. By far the worst was last Wednesday. The wind was, I mean, ridiculous. Like, it was kind of hard to stand when you was outside. It was crazy. You definitely couldn't have your hat on. If you was outside, you had to walk around like this. It was crazy. Yeah. So we've been having some crazy wind. Today was windy. Alright, Judith and Dan, I appreciate you hopping on and chatting with us tonight. Hope you have a good night and have a great week. Thank you. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and head out and go to bed too. I appreciate you all coming on and chatting with me tonight. It's really appreciated. Like I said, I just want to thank you guys. I am going to the NTA in Ohio. Uh, I will be there. We're gonna have the staying in a bed and breakfast house that we have reserved. So if any of you are going to be at the NTA in Ohio, I will see you there in July. And uh, I hope, I don't know about tomorrow, maybe Thursday night, I'll be able to get on here and do another live. So I hope to see you guys then. Thank you guys, and hope you all have a great night.